Yeah, hi all, good morning, good evening.
Hello. There's some disturbance I can hear. This.
Let me mute. Okay, anyone is having any doubt, any questions so far? Yes, no?
Yeah, no.
Regarding the previous session, you are asking?
Yes.
Okay. No, we are good. So the installation and all, I think you are going to show from today onward, right? How to install Tosca and everything.
For the installation, we're going to wait for tomorrow, then we're going to start. Few members are still yet to enroll. Okay.
Okay. I've already enrolled, so that's why I'm asking. Okay, no worries.
Okay. So today we're going to see what is check-in, check-out, and some standard modules from buffer. Okay. Just give me a second. My Tosca command is getting loaded. Okay, so as you guys are already aware of that, you will going to work on multi-tier environment. Okay, so if you have worked on Git repository, so it will be similar to that only. Okay, like in uh, Git, what we usually do, we take a pull, we create a branch, we take a pull, then we'll do the required changes, push our changes, and then your MR, your merge request will going to get approved, and then only those changes will get added to the main branch. Okay, same way to maintain the code repository, they are using check-in, check-out functionality. So we're going to see in details what is check-in, check-out, check-out tree and all those. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so just let me know once it is visible to you. Okay, so as you have already seen over here, we are having some functionality, update all, check in all, check out tree. What are those? Okay, and what's the use of all this? So you guys are already aware that once you log into this Tosca commander, you have to work on a multi-tier environment. So multiple people will going to work on the same workspace. Okay, now I'm performing like I'm editing some certain test cases, and then the same test case is getting edited by someone else. Okay, so there will be an ambiguity that whose changes should get saved, correct? So just to overcome that issue, what they have done, they have come up with this functionality. So what we will do, like I want to perform certain activities, like I want to create a folder under this particular project, I want to create a folder. Okay, so if I do a right click, you can see I don't have any option to create a folder over here. Correct? Now to create a folder, you should have a certain access. Okay, once you get the access, then only you will be able to perform the activity. Like I want to create a folder under this particular project. Okay, and I don't have the access right now, so it won't allow me to do the changes. So what you will do a right click and you can go to the checkout over here, or you can see there is a log icon. It means it will be logged for that particular user who will going to check out first. Okay, so once I do a checkout, you will going to see a green banner over here. The green icon you can see. It means you are having access to this particular folder. Now you can perform any activities. Now I want to create a folder under this one. So if I do a right click, you can see now the options are available for me. You can create your folder, you can create the test cases, whatever you want, you can do that. Okay. Now I want to create a folder, like I have created this folder and now I have to work on this particular folder only. Okay, someone else wants to create the folder under this project, they won't be able to do that because you have checked out this one and you are only having the access of that particular folder. Someone else wants to create the folder under this project, they won't be able to do that. So once your work is done, like I'm able to check out this one, I'm able to create my folder, and now I will going to work on this particular folder. So I should get only access of this particular folder. I should remove the access of this one. Okay. So what I will do, I will going to do a check-in all over here to save the changes. Once you do a check-in all, whatever changes you have done, automatically those changes will going to get saved in the repository. Okay. Now I have created this particular folder and like consider a scenario I have created these test cases, this folder and all those. Now someone else wants to get those updates. Like consider a scenario I'm working in ISTRs and someone else from my team is working in ESTRs. Okay. Once I'm done with my changes, now he or she has to continue with his work. So how they will going to get the update? So in that case, what once they log into the Tosca commander, they have to do a update all. So once they do update all, automatically whatever changes I have done in the repository, automatically those changes will going to get reflected in their repository. Okay, so it will be similar to Git pull.
So
Okay.
these changes visible to all as a public access. Who is having access on the Tosca? Once I checked out.
Yes, all your colleagues will be able to see the changes.
Okay.
Below Masai, can you please switch off your video? Yeah. Okay. Any questions, any doubt? Let me quickly list it down. Yeah, Pawan.
Yeah. So here we have created the project with single user, right?
No, it's a multi-tier environment.
Right.
Okay.
Multi-tier environment. That's the reason we are able to. Okay.
Yes. If you are having just a single user, so you will be able to access the changes. No need of all this. But you will going to work in a multi-tier environment in the organization level. So you have to make sure that you are doing a checkout to make the changes. And once you are done with the changes, you have to do a check-in on to save those changes to the repository. Okay.
I have one doubt.
So
One doubt.
yeah,
In GitHub, we don't do some check-in, check-out. We just, but here I see if you are locked, no one can update, right? Until you will unlock it or you will remove
yes.
the.
So same way in Git, what you are doing a checkout of your particular branch. Correct.
No,
So
no.
you
My
clone,
point, we can create the
yeah.
folder, we can do the work, then we should check out. Then it should reflect to others. So it will
Yes.
not conflict, right?
Yes.
But here we are locking. We are not allowing to anyone until we are working on this process to be
Exactly.
completed. So suppose it takes 2 to 4 hours and maybe someone is required, some high priority and they want to create something. So we are blocking, or maybe we forgot to check
Okay.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, that is one of the best practices. Once you are done with all your changes, you have to do a check-in all and you have to close the Tosca command.
Okay.
If you are not doing that, you will get a mail next day, escalation mail.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay, if
saying. Maybe.
multiple people are working on the same project and you are sharing the licenses with them, you have to make sure that whatever changes you are done, EOD, you have to do a check-in all and you have to close this Tosca commander so that other people will going to invoke the Tosca commander, they will be able to get the license, or else they won't be able to get the license because Tricentis is using a floating license. Okay, so like you are having 4 licenses and 5 people are working. So whoever will going to log the Tosca commander first, the first 4 people will going to get the license.
Is there any
Okay,
way we will come to know, suppose there's some priority and someone is logged, okay, and we are not, but we have to do something on priority basis from client as perspective. So we can request, okay, can you please, if you don't have any priority, can you unlock or
but how you will get to know that like 10 people are working on your project? How you will get to
I'm
know that
asking, that's why. Is there any
who
provision?
has checked out this?
Okay, we don't have any
Yes. So
provision, right?
what?
Yeah.
So someone else has checked out this particular folder, so it will going to appear for you in red over here. Okay, if you look at this particular folder, so it will going to look as a red color over here. It means someone has checked out this particular folder, you won't be able to check out. So how you can check that who has checked out this particular folder? You simply do a right click on that project and you will get an option over here, check out details.
Okay.
So once you do that, who has logged in, that username you're going to get displayed. You can ping them that please release or please do a check-in also so that I can perform the activities.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
And your admin will have the access to revoke the checkout. Okay, if you have checked out something and you forgot to do a check-in all and you leave the organization without doing all this, so what they will do, they will go to do a right click and there will be option to revert checkout. Okay, so they can do the revert checkout. This whatever changes you have done, it will going to get lost. Okay, so don't do that. So once you are done with your particular checkout with your folder, whatever you have created, now do a just check in all and then you can continue with your work. Okay, I have to perform the activities in this folder, so I will do a right click and do a checkout all. The shortcut is Control O. If you want to do a checkout, you can do simply Control O. Okay. Any questions on this topic? Checkout. Check in all. Update all. When we will going to use checkout?
कोड को अपडेट करना
Sorry.
Yeah, when you want to
use
create
that,
your on folder
Yes, you
structure and here
when you want
whenever
to
you
perform an edit.
yeah, edit
Okay, when
this.
you want to perform an edit on any folder or you want to create a new folder, whatever functionality you want to perform, in that case, you should do a checkout. Okay, perform an edit and create new. It can be a folder, it can be a test case, etc.
When we are
Okay,
saying edit, any read write operation we are performing, right?
yes.
Okay.
Check in all when we have to do.
Checking all.
multiple check-ins you have performed on different folders cases you want to do at a time.
Not required. If you have check out a single folder, that is also okay. You can do a check in all. Check in all is to release the changes. Release the changes and it should save the data in the repository. Okay.
Yeah.
So Once you have created this folder and now you want to do a check-in or so these changes will going to get saved in the repository, shared repository. Okay. Now we have a update all. What's the use of update all?
If you are working in multiple folder structures, then we can use this option.
No, update all is used to pull the update. Okay. So
Okay.
as I already told you, like I'm working on ISTRs and I'm done with my changes. Now you have to do the enhancement on my test cases. So once you log in, you have to do a update all to take those update from the repository. Okay, because that repository will be on some shared drive. So unless and until you won't do that update all, the changes will not going to reflect in your test cases or in your Tosca command. Okay, so it is used to pull the update. Okay, we have one more thing that is called as a checkout tree. You can see there is an option of checkout tree. It is disabled right now. Why? So checkout tree will going to work when you have a child element. So if I click over here under project, now you can see it is enabled. So now I want to perform a certain activities which includes to delete the values or I want to shift or move the certain folders. Now I want to check out all the folder under this particular project. So I will do a checkout tree. Once you do a checkout tree, it will going to give you the warning that these many things are there. You really want to check out. So if I do a checkout tree, all the values will going to get checked out. And if anyone wants, someone else wants to do the changes, they won't be able to do that. Okay. So make sure that you are not opting for checkout tree. If anything you want to perform, you have to do a checkout to that particular folder only. Don't do checkout tree unless and until you are doing a major changes like deleting the folders or managing the test cases or moving those test cases or you are grouping the test cases or structuring in the proper manner. Okay. Any questions, any doubt, anyone? Yes, no.
No, I think we are good.
Okay. Okay. So tree is what? Checkout tree will be used when you want to do a checkout of your child element. Okay. So you want to do a checkout to all the child element or folder or test cases it can be. Okay. So these are the things which you have to use on a daily basis. If you are having any confusion, please do let me know. And checkout is not only applicable for test cases, you have to do a checkout of the module as well. Okay, if I have to create a folder under this one, so I have to do a checkout to this particular folder and then only I will be able to create any folder or modules inside this one. Okay. And the same way, if I have to delete this particular, like if I do a check-in all, and now I have to delete this particular folder. So you have to check out the parent element as well. If you simply do a checkout to this dummy folder, it will not allow you to delete this one. Okay, so you have to check out this parent folder as well to check out this particular folder. If I do a right click, you can see now I'm getting the option to delete the folder. Okay, this is the case when you want to perform a deletion.
Can you repeat one more time for checkout tree?
So checkout tree is like you want to perform or you want to perform a major upgrade on your file structure. Like I want to move the test cases to some other folder, or you want to edit those, or you want to move that, like I'm having these many test cases over here, I want to move it to some other folder. Okay, instead of going to every individual folder and do a checkout, you can opt for checkout tree. The shortcut is Control Alt O, or you can do a checkout tree from here.
It's just
Okay.
like modification. You can move the folders
Yes.
up and down.
So if you want to do a changes in bulk, then you have to go with checkout tree, and it will going to check out all the folder inside that particular project.
Only the folders
Even
only, folder structure only, not inside the elements.
no. You can see even if our test cases are also getting checked out. Okay.
And what
If
if we have to only check out one subfolder? That is, for example, simple. Then can we
so simply do a
check out
checkout,
that
that's
single
it.
one? Okay.
Yeah, even like I'm having this folder and I want to perform the checkout under this folder only. So simply do a checkout of this one, or you can do a checkout tree as well. It will be applicable
Okay.
for this particular folder only.
It's okay. Okay.
Okay. So if you are not doing a checkout, you won't be able to create a new test cases over here. You can see now I'm getting option to create a new test cases. Okay. So by this way, they are maintaining their repository. We don't have any Git functionality right now. Okay. So it is handled using this way. Okay. Any questions, any doubt related to checkout, checkout tree update of anyone?
It is always mandatory to work in their workspace, or we can work local and then we can perform this
No.
setting.
You have to do the changes in the, because they will going to create a repository workspace for you. In that workspace only you have to perform that. You can create your a separate folder, okay, and you can perform your activities separately. But once you are done with your automation completion, you have to put those changes in that folder so that they can do the review of your test cases. Okay.
One
So right now,
question.
like, yeah.
If you said
Um,
they will review, they have the full control or access, whatever we are doing. The
So
Tosca.
your lead will going to review it, not the Tricentis people.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay, like at the end of the day, you can tell your lead that okay, I have automated so and so scenarios. So they will going to review it, how you have designed it. And on the basis of the review, if they will going to ask you for some changes, then you have to do the required changes. Okay, how they will get to know that your test case is completed or not. So if you click over here, you can see there is an option of work state. You will get over here as well as you are getting the work state over here as well under the property. You can close the property or you can expand the properties. Now you can see there is a spanner. It means you have planned your work. If you have started this working on this particular test cases, you have to make it as in work. So the spanner will going to get done. You can see if I click outside, you can see it means your this test cases is in progress. Once you are done with this one, you can mark it as complete and the spanner will going to get removed. Okay.
Yeah.
So these are the different states we are having.
so for all the test cases, we are doing it manually. Work status.
Yes. So once you are done with the automation, change the status so that your lead can review those test cases.
Okay.
Okay, and those who will going to do the changes in these test cases, all those detail will going to get mapped over here. That admin has created this folder or this test cases at so and so time and last modified by this particular person. So if your test cases is getting modified or someone has done some changes, you will be able to easily recognize that okay, the last person who has checked out these test cases is so and so person, and at which time they have checked out, you can see over here. Okay.
Yeah, one question from me. Uh, Once we check in the changes, and if reviewer has something and they don't want to keep that, can we revert those changes then?
Yes, you can do that as well. There is an option,
Manually
go to the
need to
project
revert.
setting.
Okay, revert all.
Yeah.
The last check-in changes when we do the check-in, so those all will be reverted,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, anyone? Okay. So we have already seen a few
Do,
buffers from the. Yes.
sorry, one more question. Do we have any version control here that to the particular version we wanted to migrate to that particular version?
The version controlling is there, so you can see, you can check the history. Okay. Simply do a right click and you will be able to see who has done what changes on which date.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so last day what we have seen certain buffers like how to buffer the values and all those. Correct. Like I want to buffer the values, the whole values. I want to buffer a partial buffer that is called as a dynamic buffer. I want to create. So we are able to do it using this application. Now I want to create the buffer of my own. Like I want to create a buffer of my name. Okay, or I want to create a buffer like counter is equal to 1, or like environment is a QA or something like that. And I want to pass those values in my test cases. So how we can do that? So this is the application. In the application, you won't be able to do that. Okay. So what they have done, they have, let me create a new test case. I will do a right click over here. Name it as buffer. Okay, I will go to the module section, go to standard modules, T-box engine. Okay, and sorry, under T-box automation, we are having this buffer operation. Okay, let's try it out. What is PC set buffer? So I'll simply drag and drop it over here. And now I want to create a buffer with like consider as a counter as 5, or I want to create one more buffer with environment as a QA. Okay, and now I want to create this buffer, so simply do a right click and execute your tbox set buffer. Execution gets finished over here. Okay, so now if I have to see the, you can go to the scratch book and you can see that these buffers are created. Counter assigned as a 4 over here, and then we have a environment as a QA. Now I want to see all those buffers. Simply what you have to do, you have to go to the tools and you can see the buffer viewer. There are so many buffers. If you want to search it, even you can search the buffer as well. ENV, then you can see QA is created and the first buffer was counter. So you can see counter is 4. And if I want to use these values in my test cases, so you can do that. So like simply I want to pass those values over here. So what I have to do, curly braces, b square bracket, and okay, if you want to know the value of this buffer, simply you can go to this tools viewer and all those, or simply do a right click and click on translate value. Okay, so this value is containing the value as 4. This key is containing the value as 4 over here. Okay, so by this way you can create your own buffer of your own choice. Any questions, any doubt, anyone?
Um, uh, Actually, today is my first day to join this class, so I'm not getting
Okay.
what is this scratchbook buffer.
Okay, you can go through the earlier recordings. Okay.
Okay, so it is already covered yesterday.
We're going to cover this topic again. Okay, once we're going to from tomorrow onwards, we're going to start with the installation of our application, and then
Hmm.
we're going to start with the remaining topic, the action modes and all those. Okay, these are the demo session we are having.
Okay, so in detail, this all will be again repeated in next
Yes.
sessions. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone is having any doubt? So n number of in the same T-box set buffer, you can create n number of buffer of your own choices. Okay. Now the next buffer is T-box partial buffer. So if I drag and drop it over here. Okay. Now you can see over here. Let me close all this. So what's the T-box partial buffer? Like I want to create a new buffer. Let's take it as a VEH. Vehicle 123. I want to create the buffer as this one. Okay. And you already have certain values. Like I want to trim the values. Let me go to the buffer viewer and let's see. Let's take this particular email ID. Okay. So I'm going to make it as email buffer. Okay. And now I want to trim these values. So what I will do, I can use this value curly braces b square bracket db email. Okay. Now I want to trim these values, like I want to get from first position till 10th position. I want the values of this particular buffer. If I execute this one, let's see. Okay. So let me go to what is the name of our email? Something was there, correct? Let me expand this one. Email buffer. Email buffer. Yes. Can see from first till 10th position, we are able to buffer the values. So if you already know the index of your values and you want to create a new buffer out of it, you can do that. That is called as a T-box partial buffer. Okay. It's not mandatory to take the buffer value on always. So you can take any value. Like I want to take these particular values instead of taking hard coded value. Now I want to, again, if I execute my test cases again, so it will going to trim the value from first till 10th position. It will going to capture. I don't know why values are getting removed. Okay, so if I go to my test case and let's see where is the BP email? Yeah, email buffer. Email buffer. This is my email, and the email buffer is, you can see, from first till 10th position, it is able to capture. Okay, the same way, if you want to get the buffer values from the last position, like from the last position, I want 5 characters. Okay, so if I execute this one, let's see how it will going to work. Expand this one, you can see we are able to get the last 5 values for the email buffer. So if you already have the values stored and if you want to perform the activities, we can capture the values and put it over here in case in form of buffer as well. It will going to work, or simply you are entering the values, that will also going to work. Okay, so tbox set buffer, what it will do, it will going to simply create the values, and this will going to trim the values as per your index requirement. Okay, any questions, any doubt, anyone? Okay. Now what we will do, we'll go with a delete buffer. So if I don't want any buffer to be added, simply what I have to do, I have to enter the name of the buffer. Like I want to delete this email ID. If I just type email and execute this particular buffer, it will going to delete my buffer from the system. You can see that particular email is removed from the buffer viewer. And make sure that whenever you are performing this kind of activities, you have to make sure that you are not executing this particular delete buffer with a blank value. Okay, if you simply just add this module and execute this one, it will going to delete all your buffer from your system. Now you can see all the buffers are deleted. So when handling this particular tbox delete buffer, make sure that you are entering the values of your delete buffer, or else it will going to delete all the buffers from your system. Okay, any questions, any doubt, anyone?
So like buffers are only the inbuilt functionality of this Tosca that we're using for text box operations, something
So,
like that we can say.
so buffer is used to create a variable with values. Okay, you have a certain values. Now you want to capture those and use it in multiple applications. Like consider a scenario, you are performing a testing on one of the e-commerce site. Consider it as a Amazon. Okay, so at the end you are going to get the order ID, correct? So how are you going to grab those IDs from the system? So in that case, these buffers are used. So you can assign those values to some keys, like it can be ID, order, or whatever you want to add, and then you can use those IDs in APIs, in database to do the validations, or in some other applications. Okay.
Okay.
So just buffer is just a kind of variable which you will going to use to execute, or you provide the data to the multiple applications. That's it. Once you are able to capture those order ID from your system, and now you can use it in n number of applications, correct?
Yeah, like that can be a single ID or multiple IDs, right?
Yes. No, multiple, not multiple ID. Only a single variable can accommodate only a single values.
Okay.
Okay, so we have an array. We will going to see that in later. Even you can have multiple values, but you have to use tbox array operation. In that, you can accommodate multiple values over there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and then we want to see how to iterate through array. We are
Yeah.
having
Okay.
multiple values and how to iterate those values in the application.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Anyone is having any doubt? Please let me know. Okay, the last one is T-box, name to buffer. This is not usually used, but just for your info, like I want to know the name of my test cases. The test case name is buffer, you can see. So you can capture those, like let's change the name of this one. I will make it as a buffer operation. Okay. Now I want to get the name of my test cases. So simply what you can do, pass TC, and if I execute my test case, it will capture your test case name as Scratchbook. Why? Because you are executing your test cases in the Scratchbook. That's why it is capturing as a Scratchbook. If you want to get the name of your buffer, you have to execute your test cases under the execution list. So simply if I go over here and check out my execution list, and let's create a new execution list. Let me name it as and now what I will do, I will going to pull my test cases from here and put it over here. I don't know if it will going to get passed or not because we have used multiple values. Delete. Okay, I should not pass it as a blank. Let me disable this test case test step. Now execution gets finished over here. So if I go here, you can see my test case name is buffer operation. So now it is able to capture my test case name. Okay, and QA and all those counter we have created, it's working fine. Even we are able to get the email buffer as well. Okay. So whenever you want to get the name of your test cases, make sure that you are executing it under the execution list. Then only you will be able to get that. Okay. All the steps are getting passed. Okay. Anyone is having any doubt, any questions, please let me know.
Um, like for all these windows, this execution, scratchbook, and all, we need to see which recording, yesterday's recording.
You can go through the last recordings. You will going to get all those. Okay.
Last day recording you are talking, or last all recordings?
On Friday, we have recorded the session. You can go through that session. Okay.
Friday.
So you can make a request over there to get the
Okay.
recordings.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone is having any doubt, anything you want to ask? Yes, no, maybe.
Tomorrow we are going to install it, right?
Yeah, I will check with the team. If we have the sufficient enrollment, then we'll start from the tomorrow onwards. Okay.
Okay. So we are once it is installed, we are going to cover this all things there, right?
Yes,
Beginning.
because you have to complete the assignments. So there will be assignment on all these, whatever we have covered so far.
Okay, because see, you're telling we are getting, but just till we
Yeah.
get some practice, this
Yeah,
is not.
yeah, that's what I was
Yes.
worried about.
So you have to practice all those. Whatever we are covering right now, this is
Mm.
come under the demo. Okay. So we're going to cover the remaining topics in full fledged once we do the installation. And whatever
Mm.
we're going to cover, you have to do the assignment on the basis of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. I mean, make sure like just try if we can get the installation done tomorrow, so that we
Yeah,
can
sure.
do it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Anyone is having any doubt? Okay. So please try to do the enrollment as soon as possible. So we're going to start from tomorrow onwards. Okay. So we're going to do the installation, how to get the licensing on, and all those we're going to see. And then we're going to start with the topic. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. If you don't have anything, I think we are good to close this call. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You.